Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving back into The Love You Give Me. We're diving into episode 15, so we're officially starting the second half of the series. Last episode, the last couple episodes, Jinzi has not been great about using his words to explain the situation about the whole parental suit for parental custody that Minwei saw on his desk, and now his sister came into the picture, and there's just lots of misunderstandings, and I just need him to get better at explaining himself. But obviously the love is there, the attraction is there. We just need to have a clear conversation about what's going on. So who knows? Maybe we'll get it this episode. Maybe we'll be holding out for a couple more, but we're going to dive in and see where this one takes us. Okay, so we made up. If there's one thing this series has consistently done, it is introduced problems or these, these speed bumps in the road where it's like, okay, this is an issue that needs to be resolved at some point, so I can see this plot point's probably going to take us quite a few episodes, blah blah blah, and then they just kind of resolve it like that. So here I felt like we're probably gonna, just from past things we've seen in the series thus far, I felt like we probably were going to resolve it in this episode, if not the next. The whole Jinxi Minhui confusion about Shen Chen and custody and all that jazz. So they're very good about just kind of introducing these issues, moving past them, keep the story going, boom, 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 boom. So yeah, that issue got resolved. We had a conversation. We kind of cleared things up. He still didn't quite explain as thoroughly as I would have liked him to about how the confusion came about and how heavy-handed his sister was in the process without his, consent. But, whatever, it's fine. They were on good terms, and she signed whatever, waiver of parental rights that he, drew up. Just because she signed it doesn't necessarily mean it's automatically in effect, because it hasn't, it hasn't gone to the lawyers, or hasn't gone through the legal process. It's just been signed. But, well, maybe that is, I guess, enough. Maybe. I don't know that it would need to go. It is like signing any other contract. I don't necessarily know that it needs to be notarized or anything like that. So maybe that is enough. But there's this part of me that feels like she's not actually going to enforce it. That she's not. Who knows? Maybe later in the series there might come some other plot point where, maybe there's miscommunication or confusion about him trying to take custody again, and then she'll use that as a, hey, you already signed this, I got this. But I don't see that being the case. I feel like he drew up those papers as kind of a sign of good faith, and like, hey, I don't want to take him away from you. Like in the beginning, yes, maybe because you weren't really letting me see him, this, that, and the other, but I've spent time with him, and I see how much he loves you. You're irreplaceable in his heart, and I wouldn't want to make him choose this, that, and the other, so I'm not trying to do that. Only stipulation is I get to see him once a week. Yeah, so they resolved that, and they had just the cutest, most adorable family. Every time they're like a happy little family unit, I say the same thing. It is just adorable. It's precious. So their beach time, Kalmu out here working, her hijinks and shenanigans with Jinxi to make this accidental meeting at the beach happen. Adorable. And again, they just had a good time. They had a good time, and I've said it so many times, the love is there. Whether or not they are fully conscious of their feelings for each other, the feelings are there. You can see it when they look at each other. You can see it in their eyes. They have such good, just natural chemistry. And with the exception of, some of these tropey moments where, oh, we have to fall over, so we're sitting face to face, nose to nose and staring at each other. Aside from some of those moments, like, their chemistry doesn't feel forced. It feels like just natural progression of the relationship, and I like that. We also had Dr. Xiao and his, I guess, his journey to letting go of the idea of him and Minhui being a romantic item. Because, like, he saw the pictures, which I don't know if she sent them to him or if she posted that on her. Because I feel like it would be odd for her to post it on her story or post it on her social media where other people could potentially see Jinxi off to the side, even though he wasn't the focus of the picture still. I'm assuming that she sent Dr. Xiao the pictures. But looking at that, seeing Jinxi and just realizing, they keep pushing and pulling, they keep, saying they don't want to be together, but they keep ending up together. They're always going to have this tie because of Chen Chen. They're always going to have this tie to one another. There's always going to be this link. And he's like, who am I? What am I to this? Why should I even keep pursuing this? It's kind of that realization that a lot of unrequited loves, situations need to encounter in order to really start to move on. Because I won't say that everybody's been through that, because thankfully not everybody's had to deal with unrequited love. I've had to deal with it. I've been in that situation before, and it just took enough times of me hurting my own feelings by building up these delusions in my head that we could have been something, and he loved me, and this, that, the other, and that he was ever going to see me as more than just a friend, and this, and, seeing him with other people. And it just took enough of that before it finally kicked in. It's like, oh, you really should just stop. Just stop. And able to move on, and it's great. Thank the Lord. But when you're in that sort of situation, sometimes you just need, there's just that, and it's different for everybody, but just that one instance where you have that reality check where it's like, oh, damn, I really don't stand a chance. This really is not going anywhere. So he's starting to have that, and then of course his friend, sorry, I'm sick. His friend, whose name I cannot remember, who keeps trying to pursue him, even though he's all hung up on Minhui. I think that some of her words finally were starting to get through to him a little bit, to the point where I don't know that necessarily he is giving her a romantic chance right now, but he's not just pushing her off blindly. He's like, you know what, let me take you to dinner as a thank you for this movie date. And even if dinner doesn't go anywhere, even if he still doesn't have a romantic interest, still he's allowing himself to at least be somewhat open to the possibility of someone who's not Minhui. And yeah, just from the intro credits I saw with him and her being together, I'm assuming that this is a ship that's going to be together. So it'll probably work out in the end. But yeah, I hope for, good things for them. Obviously, because he's magically delicious, and I would love to see him happy. And then, of course, we had Kamu and her boyfriend. Adorable. I love how Minwei was just very realistic, like, oh, okay. Or just taking what she said and just amping it up to the nth degree, like, okay, fine, we're going to make this a huge exaggeration to show you how ridiculous you are being right now. Like, okay, no, he hurt my friend's feelings. We got to end this relationship right now. And she's like, well, he's not that bad, I suppose. And then it's like, what else? We had that brief little scene with the one guy from the Guangzhou company and his mistress, where, again, he's very good at playing these head games, because it sounded as though she was the one who was leaking those pictures, or re-leaking those pictures of him and Minhui from the very first episode. And because he was out here calling Minhui's name when they were in the throes of passion, and she's like, oh no, I'm already the other woman. I'm not about to be the other woman. This ain't gonna happen. So she was threatening to reveal her affair with him and, you know, potentially ruin his reputation with his father-in-law, this, that, the other. And, you know, he just played it very cool, calm. He could have easily flown off the handle, but he played it cool, calm, and collected. Like, you're so childish. You always get like this when you're upset, like, child, you know, kind of patronizing a little bit, you know, rubbing the shoulders, like, you know, I love you. You know that you are the only person important to me. Do you see me comforting anybody else? No, because you're the only person who has that special place. And I'm like, oh, these manipulative head games. Oh, he is good. He is good at these. Lord, why do all the evil men have to be so damn fine? Jesus. But yeah, so we'll see where those things go. And yeah, I don't know what issues are gonna arise next between Minhui and Jinxi. Because they've resolved this now, so who knows what else is going to pop up. And I think you guys mentioned in my reaction to the last one that this episode is the last one where they're doing the flashback. So after this, there won't be any more flashbacks. I don't know how accurate that is, but I thought that's something I read. So we'll have to see where the next couple episodes take us. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah.
Stranded here, stranded here, stranded. Stranded here, stranded here, There was a time we had it all. The darkness took over, and we started to fall. Hey, the feelings I had for you, they never left. And now I'm standing here, stranded. Lost with no vision of how we used to be. Standing here, stranded. Standing here, stranded. Ooh, yeah. I was drowning, suffocating. When you pulled me out for air, I was running through the fire in the mountains that I see. Can't breathe without you. It's hard to see without you. Can't breathe without you. No, I can't live. No, I can't live without you. It's hard to see without you. Now we're together.